What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Underdog Podcast. Today, very excited to bring you my part one of my mock draft 3.0, picks 1 through 10 in the what I would do mock draft, putting myself in the shoes of all 32 GMs in order to make the picks that I feel like are best for this team, make the moves that I feel like are best. Very interesting. There's a lot of change from my last mock draft. There's very few picks that are the same or that have been the same throughout. So I'm really, really excited to bring this to you guys. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Draft week. Draft day is on Thursday, baby. It's a little bit less than 3 days away right now, or just a little bit more than 3 days away right now. It's 10 o'clock at night when I'm recording this, so on Sunday. So I'm really, really excited. This will be coming out tomorrow on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, so please, 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 thank you for watching. And then please join my live stream. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be live streaming at least day 1, if not day 2. I don't know about day 3 because a lot of people don't know day 3, so but days 1 I will definitely be live streaming. Day 2, or day 1, 90% chance I'm live streaming. Day 2, not sure yet. Day 3, probably not, but we'll see. And then I will have first round draft grades following day 1 of the draft, and then I will have total draft grades after the draft. So let's get into this mock draft. At number 1, the number 5 player on my big board, I believe, and it is not Aiden Hutchinson. Or no, this is the number 1 player on my big board, sorry. It is not Aiden Hutchinson. It is not Kayvon Thibodeaux. It is Evan Neal, tackle from Alabama. And you say, well, they tagged Cam Robinson. I understand they tagged Cam Robinson. But I looked further into their offensive line, right? So they have Cam Robinson. They have Ben Barch, who's a small school guy at guard. They had a center in Tyler Shadley after Brandon Linder retired. At guard, they have Brandon Sheriff, who was an upgrade over Andrew Noel and A.J. Cann. And then at right tackle, they have Juwan Taylor, and their swing guy currently is Walker Little. So I feel like if you bring in Evan Neal, he plays left tackle or right tackle, because I feel like he should play left, and then you kick Cam Robinson to right tackle, and then you kick Juwan Taylor or Walker Little, whoever wins that job, in the left guard spot, and then you have Shatley at center. And then you have Juwan Taylor or Walker Little as your swing tackle. You're really trying to put pieces around Trevor Lawrence, I think, who really struggled his rookie season. I think this is the best way to do it. I think they really do need edge. However, you have Kayvon Chase on, a former first-round pick. He really hasn't done anything, I understand, but you did invest a first-round pick in him, so maybe you can get something out of him. I really think Evan Neal is the way to go here at number 1. Number 2, self-explanatory. Detroit Lions take Aiden Hutchinson, hometown Michigan guy. My number 2 edge on the board. Fits Dan Campbell's scheme really well. That biting kneecaps mentality. I think he's going to come in there, be a nice impact for Detroit right away. My thing with Hutchinson is I don't think he has elite upside. I don't think he's ever going to be a 14, 15 sack guy. I think he's going to be in that 8 to 10 range constantly with a 12 sack season here and there. I really think that's Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's more of a low-end 1, high-tier 2 than anything, but Detroit needs all the help it can get, especially on the defensive end that really, really struggled in 2021. So I really like this pick for them. And then number 3. This is going to be an interesting pick for sure. Because I think I'm kind of going out on a limb here. I thought about Ikem Ekwonu really hard. I thought about Kayvon Thibodeaux really hard. I think those two would be great picks here. But you're looking at what Lovie Smith loves to run. He loves that Tampa 2 defense. And there is no better fit for a Tampa 2 defense than Ahmad Sauce Gardner at number 3 overall to Cincinnati. And I know this is a little bit high for a corner. We've seen that kind of not really work out in the past. Jeff Okudah is a really good example. Excuse me. But I think Sauce is a better prospect than Jeff Okudah was. I don't think he's as good as Jalen Ramsey ones who went 5th to Jacksonville. But I do really think that Sauce Gardner is this good and can immediately make an impact for Houston. Houston currently has Lonnie Johnson as a corner, who they moved there from safety. They brought in Steven Nelson over from Philadelphia, and they have Desmond King. That's a decent starting three, but you put Sauce Gardner in there, and then you have Steven Nelson or Lonnie Johnson play, the dime, because Lonnie Johnson's also been a safety as well out of Kentucky. So I think there's some flexibility there in the secondary. It makes you more versatile. I really like that pick, and I'm not, opposed to their front right now. I really like Jonathan Grenard. Malik Collins is a nice guy on the inside. They invested a high pick in Ross Blacklock, who if they can get anything out of him would be great. And Kingsley Kiki's a decent guy out there at edge as well. So I'm not crazy about their defensive line group, but I also don't think it's like more of a need than corner right now. So that's why, in my personal opinion, I would go Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Number 4 for the Jets. I really thought about Garrett Wilson here. I thought it was going to be the pick. I thought Derek Stingley Jr. was going to be the pick. But I think when you have a player this good fall to 4, you have to take him, and it's Kayvon Thibodeau. I really think that he's going to be that versatile chess piece for Robert Saleh, who's really been really good at developing defensive line prospects, edge and interior. So I really like this pickup for the Jets. I think Kayvon Thibodeau is going to come in there. He's going to buy into Saleh. He's going to buy into working hard. And I'm not really as concerned with the character stuff. And I think even at the NFL, there's been reports that they feel like the media has overblown that as well. I really think Kayvon Thibodeau is just going to go in there and just going to kill it, honestly. I think he's the best edge prospect in this draft, one of the highest upsides in this draft class. He's my number 5 player on the draft board. I thought about taking him number 1 in this mock draft, but I went with Evan Neal instead. Jets get a really good player. He's going to need to build up his repertoire of moves, but Kayvon Thibodeau is a freaking stud, man. This is a W pick here for the Jets. Then at number 5, the Giants here. You have 2 clear options, in my opinion. Ikem Ekwonu, Charles Cross. Ikem Ekwonu's higher on my board. Charles Cross is a better pass protector than Ikem Ekwonu. Ikem Ekwonu is a better run blocker. I went with Ikem Ekwonu personally because he can plug and play immediately at right tackle, next to Mark Lewinsky at right guard, and then hopefully they can get Nick Gates back relatively soon because he did have a pretty bad leg injury. And then they brought in Feliciano, who is a veteran, not a great option, but they do have him there. And I think Ikem Ekwonu is really going to help them get back to pounding the rock with Saquon Barkley. They really haven't been able to do that since Saquon's rookie year. And I think the Giants really need to take some pressure off of Daniel Jones. And this is the best way to do it, by getting back to the run game, getting Saquon Barkley the football. I think this is a really, really good pick here for the Giants going to Ikem Ekwonu. And then at 6, last time I had Matt Corral. But after rethinking it, I really think if you're the GM, if you're Matt Rule, I think you really need to save your job. And I think by doing that, I know Sam Darnold may not be the true answer, but he needs an offensive line. Charles Cross is the best pass blocking tackle in this class. He fits their scheme really well on that kind of, upbeat, college style offense. I think Charles Cross is going to be a really, really nice fit here. And he can play at left or right tackle because Brady Christensen was decent last season for them, but nothing special. So you could kick him over to right tackle or keep Brady Christensen at left tackle and play Charles Cross at right tackle. It really doesn't matter. Charles Cross to me is a top 10 player in this class. He is my 3rd tackle, but I still think he's a really, really good player. This is a really good pick for the Panthers, and it's the best value pick you can make. If I'm being honest here. I mean, the only other one that I maybe consider outside of Charles Cross would be Zion Johnson. But I think tackle is a more valuable position over guard, so that's why I would take Cross here. But my next pick is going to be Zion Johnson. And Giants fans, I'm looking at you, Minardi. I don't really care. I don't care if you're mad, because Zion Johnson, to me, is the 3rd best player in this draft class, minus positional value. I don't care. He is that good. There is no weaknesses to his game, in my opinion. I think he's going to be an absolute stud right out of the gate. Pro Bowl guard right away. The Giants need help. He's an upgrade over Feliciano any day of the week. He can play center. He's an upgrade over anybody you have there. This makes this Giants offensive line better instantly. With Aquanu and Zion Johnson, along with the addition of Mark Lewinsky, Andrew Thomas there. Hopefully you get Nick Gates back. If not, I don't know who else is playing center. Maybe Shane Lemieux. I don't know. You can get back to pounding the rock with Saquon Barkley, and you could be a formidable opponent in the NFC East. Would be two great picks. Don't think the Giants will do that personally because, well, let's face it, they're the Giants. I mean, they haven't done anything that great in the last, 5 years. But, they need to do this. They need to double up on offensive line. I don't care that Zion Johnson's a guard. He's one of the best players in this draft class. Pick him at 7, New York. Pick him at 7, man. Then number 8 is the Atlanta Falcons. And I have had one man go here the entire time in Treylon Burks. And I've kind of rethought it. And he's still my wide receiver 1. But I think what Atlanta needs, with Calvin Ridley out, with really no clear 2 or 3 option. I mean, Olamide Zaccheaus could be a 3, but that's stretching it. I liked Auden Tate signing. He's cheap. He was kind of buried in that Cincinnati depth chart. He's poor man's T. Higgins, but he's not a 1. You need somebody who can come in here, who can produce right away, who is well-refined, good route runner, can just get open for you. And I think the best player to do that in this spot is Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. Garrett Wilson fits really well in this scheme. I think getting him on the move and crossers, getting him in space. I think he's really, really good in space. He's really good after the catch. Not as good as Burks or even London, but I just think that you need somebody to come in here and just be okay, you're going to immediately be a 100-catch guy, 1,000-yard receiver. And I think the best guy to do that is Garrett Wilson. Just immediately plug him in, say, hey, you're the primary focus of our offense outside of Kyle Pitts. We're going to get you the football as much as we possibly can. And then maybe with Wilson out there along with Pitts, it opens up for other guys to come more involved, like a Cordero Patterson, like an Olamide Zaccheaus, like an Auden Tate, like a Hayden Hurst, because I believe, oh wait, no, they don't have him. Never mind. He's in Cincinnati. My bad. But I mean, opens up more for those guys to come in and contribute more because they're not as good. And they really need receiver help. I think Atlanta needs a lot of pieces, but I think receiver's their biggest position to need here. So I'm going Garrett Wilson. And then Seattle Seahawks are up at 9. There's talk about quarterback. There's talk about defensive back. I'm not a big fan of Stingley in this scheme. They run a lot. They do run some cover 2, but they run a lot of cover 3, cover 4, cover 6. Not a big fan of Stingley in that kind of system. I'm more mainly cover 2 and man for Stingley Jr. So I don't think he's a great scheme fit there. Your edge room is a disaster. I mean, you have LJ Collier and Shelby Harris, who's probably going to kick inside. So you have LJ Collier, Uchenna Nwosu, Alton Robinson, and there's somebody else there. And none of them can defend the run. Uchenna Nwosu is a terrible run defender. Alton Robinson's decent, but he hasn't been, uber great. And LJ Collier, he's just a bum, man. Why did they take him in the first round? Seattle, man. Oh, give me headaches. And I think one of the better edge defending run defenders is on the board here. And I know I gave him first to second round value, but there's certain places I really like him, and this is one of them in Seattle. And I'm going Jermaine Johnson the second from Florida State. I just think that you really need to add talent on this defense, personally. Seattle has really the last three years probably really struggled on defense. They haven't really had a pass rush. Their run defense has been okay, and their coverage has been terrible. Stingley Jr. would fix that coverage spot, but again, I'm not a big fan of the scheme fit here. It just doesn't make any sense. Stingley is not a zone cover guy. He's a get up in your face, press man, press cover 2 type scenario. That's not Seattle. That's not their defense. That's not how they operate. Jermaine Johnson comes in here. He immediately fixes your run defense. He's gonna be a high level run defender from the start and develop as a pass rusher. I think that you're gonna be asking a lot out of him in year one, but I think as he continues to grow, he's going to get better here, in my opinion. I think he's a really good scheme fit for Seattle. Then number 10, we have a trade. So this is going to be my Deebo Samuel trade because I don't think Deebo is going to be in San Francisco next year. I think he just wants out. The most logical place for him to go is the New York Jets. Mike LaFleur's there as the OC. He was the OC under Shanahan, and then Robert Saleh is the head coach, who was the DC under Shanahan. Just makes too much sense. So Deebo is going to the Jets for the 10th overall pick and the 69th overall pick in the 3rd round. So San Francisco is going to be on the clock here. What better pick here than to replace Deebo Samuel with a guy who's got a similar skill set, fits your scheme really well, really good at getting open on crossers, stuff like that. It is going to be Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas. It's just a perfect fit for Kyle. For Kyle Shanahan's offense. Burks is going to feast in that run after catch, schemed up stuff that Kyle Shanahan is going to give him. I mean, this is just a fit in heaven. I mean, I know I talked about how Treylon Burks was a really good fit for Arthur Smith's system. He's an even better fit in this system. I mean, he's going to come in there immediately and produce day one. I think if Burks, a lot of him being my receiver one is where does he land? I think Atlanta, San Francisco, they're going to know how to use him immediately. He's going to produce immediately. And he's just going to be that beast that he was at Arkansas that was running away from the entire Alabama defense. I think this is a really, really good pick for San Francisco. You get 2 picks for Deebo Samuel. You don't have to pay him the contract, and you get a guy who can come in. I don't think he can do the running back stuff that Deebo did, but he can certainly produce at the receiving level that Deebo Samuel did. Pair him with Brandon Ayuk and pair him with George Kittle. Trey Lance, you're looking at a really, really nice offense for 2022 for the San Francisco 49ers. So that is going to be it for my part 1 of my mock draft 3.0. I hope you guys really enjoyed. There was a lot of stuff that went on in this one here. But I am really, really excited to bring you part 2 and 3. Part 2 is coming out on Tuesday, and part 3 is coming out on Wednesday. They will all be at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Mountain Time Zone. Really, really excited for this. Really, really hyped for the draft. I hope you guys join me on that live stream on draft night, round 1. Please do. We're gonna have a fun time, man. We're gonna talk some football. Obviously, we're gonna react to picks. You will see my live reaction. I just really hope Javon Walker doesn't go number 1. I mean, please. After that, I don't really care, but no Javon Walker number 1, please, Jacksonville. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please leave a like, share this video, leave a comment on what you guys thought. This one took me a lot of mixing and mashing to really think about best moves for each team. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please, all the support. I really appreciate it. One day, maybe this could be my full-time job. Don't know for sure yet, but maybe one day it will be. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and peace.